There is a moment when you're standing alone in a forest, untouched by human hands, and you realize something is watching you. Not a person, not a camera, but the forest itself.
My name's Jack Wilson, and for years I've been walking into the wildest forests in the world. From the tropical rainforest of Sumatra to the Amazon jungle to the moss-covered forests of the North Pacific. But there is one place that has always haunted me, a tropical forest in the interior of Sumatra. Damp, dense, unfriendly, and very much alive. This is where I almost lost my way and found something I never sought.
Sunlight pierced through colossal leaves like golden blades. The air felt thick, wet. Every breath tasted like swallowed dew, the scent of soaked earth, tree sap, rotting leaves giving birth to new life. The jungle never sleeps. Insects buzz like live wires. Hornbills cried out high above the canopy. And every so often, a branch snapped somewhere in the distance. The trees here weren't just tall. They rose like natural cathedrals. Buttress roots towered chest high. Emerald moss wrapped their trunks like living velvet. I moved slowly. Each step sank my boots into soft, swallowing ground. This jungle was nothing like the Amazon I had known. There the rivers breathe wide and slow. Here they rage, crashing against black stone as if angered by something ancient. And compared to the bare forests of northern Canada, the danger here is quieter, more hidden, closer.
All right, that's a load.
Kilos.
Food was limited. I relied on firewood to cook. Not gourmet, but it keeps me moving.
The trail ahead was barely visible, devoured by vines and thorns. More than once I had to hack through wild rattan twisted tight as steel cables. My hands blistered, sweat poured endlessly. Then the river blocked my path. Brown-green water churned violently, foaming as it slammed against rock. I stood still, calculating. One wrong step, and the current could drag me dozens of meters downstream. Easy, slow, respect the water. I stepped in. The water rose to my thighs. The current shoved hard. My knees trembled, my heart pounded in my ears. But I made it across. On the other side, I let out a quiet laugh. Sometimes fear only needs one brave step to be defeated. That night, I pitched my tent beneath a towering tree and built a small fire. It wasn't just for cooking. Fire is a companion. Fire is reassurance. When darkness fell, the jungle changed. Deeper, more mysterious. I lay on my back, staring at a sky barely visible through the canopy. In a place like this, you are truly alone, and that is terrifying, and strangely freeing.
I'm going to go to sleep. I'm not going to think about the weather too much over the next few days. We'll figure it out tomorrow. With that, good night and see you tomorrow. We're going to be stuck in the tent for a long time. I want to have some food with me. Cold breakfast this morning. Not going to bother making a fire with all the wood and wasting time on it. But this granola hits the spot.
Before continuing my journey, I tidied up all the supplies and tents I had used. The weather was fairly favorable. Hopefully, everything will go smoothly on this trip.
All right, let's get this gear situated. Straps are tight, feeling good. Time to head deeper in.
Then I heard it. A faint sound. Not wind, not a bird. A small sound, like a stifled cry. I followed it. Behind a cluster of shrubs, a young deer
it's okay.
had slipped
I've got you.
into a
Just stay
shallow
still.
mud pit. Its leg was tangled in roots. An open wound bled along its thigh. Flies swarmed mercilessly, no mother in sight. Maybe she had fled.
I won't hurt you. Relax. I carried the fawn to dry ground. Look, dead flies are scattered around. Now, I'll apply the antiseptic. The fawn appears calm. There you go, little one. Almost done now. Just a little more. You're being so brave. All wrapped up. You'll feel better soon. There you go. You're all set now.
It looked at me for a few long seconds.
Go on, little one.
Then it limped gently
You're
into
free.
the undergrowth and disappeared.
Moments like this remind me why we gotta look out for them. Thanks for watching. Take care of the animals out there.
There was still room for small kindness, and somehow, it meant more than anything else that day.
That afternoon,
Later that
as the
afternoon,
light began to
as the
turn
light
golden,
turned molten gold, I saw movement high in the trees. A massive male orangutan, broad, powerful. His reddish-brown fur burned in the sun. He was still, watching me. I froze, no words. We locked eyes in a long, unbroken silence. In his gaze, there was something difficult to explain. Intelligence, caution, and maybe recognition. Two beings, both trying to survive. He moved slowly, swinging away through the canopy until he vanished. The moment lasted seconds, but it will stay with me forever. After admiring a giant tree that was probably thousands of years old, I continued my journey along a path that I don't know who often uses. It was wide and neat. As dusk approached, I stumbled upon something that didn't belong there. Stones arranged deliberately, blanketed in thick moss, like the foundation
Let's see what this
of an
moss is
ancient
hiding.
structure. I
There we
brushed
go.
part of it
Something's
clean
underneath.
with my hands.
Yes.
Faint carvings emerged.
Ancient writing, just visible
Geometric
now.
patterns, perhaps relics of a forgotten civilization, perhaps the remains of people long swallowed by the jungle. How did they build so deep in this wilderness? Why did they leave? I stood there for a long time. The forest felt like it was holding secrets it had no intention of sharing. And for the first time that day, I felt truly small. Even though I am still fixated on what I encountered, my journey continued, guided by curiosity and unanswered mysteries. Let nature keep its secrets, but this moment will live on forever in my memory.
Storm's coming. Better move fast.
The sky suddenly changed. The wind picked up quickly. Tropical rain fell like a wall of water. Within minutes, the path I was walking on turned into a stream of mud. The compass in my hand slipped. The GPS lost its signal.
They say you don't
Fog
conquer a wild
descended.
place.
I
You
was
merely
no longer
survive it
sure
with
of
this
the direction.
permission.
Rainwater flowed heavily down the slope. The ground began to slide in small landslides. One wrong step, and I could slip into the small ravine on the right. My heart was beating faster than ever. Calm
I
down.
looked for a large tree as a
Think.
reference point
Don't panic.
and took shelter under it.
I looked for a large tree as a reference point. I remembered the direction of the river from earlier that day. I'm safe. I had been walking through the jungle for hours. The air was thick, humid, and alive with the sound of insects and distant birds. Every step pushed deeper into a forest that felt untouched by time. And then I heard something. Not wind, not animals, water, a soft echo bouncing between stone walls. I followed the sound carefully through dense vines and moss-covered rocks, and suddenly, the jungle opened. In front of me was something I never expected to find, a hidden lagoon, crystal clear blue water, glowing beneath towering limestone cliffs. The surface of the lagoon was perfectly calm, reflecting the jungle above like a giant mirror. Sunlight poured through a narrow opening in the cliffs, painting the water with shades of turquoise, emerald, and deep sapphire. Gentle ripples moved across the surface with the breeze. It looked almost unreal, like the jungle had hidden a secret, and I had just discovered it. For a moment, it just stood there, completely speechless. There was only one thing to do. I dropped my backpack onto a rock and stepped toward the water. The first touch was cool, pure, refreshing in a way that only wild places can offer. Then I dove in. The water wrapped around me like liquid crystal. Under the surface, the light danced across the limestone walls, creating shifting patterns of blue and silver. I laughed out loud, floating there, in the middle of a hidden jungle lagoon. It felt like I had stepped into another world. I swam slowly across the lagoon, letting the water carry me. The cliffs rose high above, echoing every splash. Birds circled the sky, opening above the lagoon. And for the first time that day, I felt completely free. I splashed the water with both hands and laughed. Wow, this place is incredible. The water sparkled around me like tiny fragments of light. There was something magical about it. Not magic you see in stories, but the kind you...
Moments like this are why I keep exploring, because somewhere hidden deep inside the wild places of this planet, a few secrets waiting to be found.
And sometimes, if you walk far enough, the jungle rewards you with something truly magical. The next morning, the sky was clear. A thin mist rose from the valley. I stood on the edge of a small hill, looking out over an endless sea of green trees. I have been to many forests around the world. The Amazon, the forests of northern Canada, the tropical jungles of Southeast Asia. But the lesson is always the same. Nature is not the enemy. It only demands respect. It can be frightening, it can be dangerous, but it also heals. In the forest, I learned about fear, about courage, about how small humans are, and about how precious life is. Even the life of a small deer almost gave up. I picked up my backpack, stepped out of the forest, not as the same person who entered, but as someone more aware, more humble, and more grateful. Because among the world's last forests, I found something far greater than adventure. I found myself.